A lot of times we have folks talk about how to invest and what to invest in. And one of the things that we like to talk about is relationship equity.
Mhm.
And it really affects not only our personal lives, but also in business and how business gets done and all those relationships that we have from day to day. How do we build equity with those? Because there's days we're not always on our A game. Things are not always at 100%, or we may need to lean on somebody else to accomplish a task that we're working on. And so it's something that often I don't think we think about, but I think it's very important as we figure out our schedules. And as much as we will look at balance sheets and other things, the relational equity is huge.
Mhm.
You've seen some of that firsthand. What are some of your thoughts on that?
Well, when you're talking about your employee base, we hear it all the time anymore. The millennials are looking more for a culture, not necessarily the career. So we see groups getting together for, maybe it's Habitat for Humanity Day or just something to bring the group together for a day to build those relationships, make them stronger instead of just the day-to-day mundane taking orders, possibly.
And you're talking about like a group of employees, like a department, or whether it be the office or if there's people out in the field. There's a lot of things like that where then you also can build that teamwork atmosphere, and you create those relationships where there's equity built amongst each other, but they're not focused on the stress of doing their day-to-day jobs. So
right. And employees want to feel like your boss, your supervisor knows your name, knows you personally, not just by a number or your position.
Right. And outside of those, where it doesn't really affect your day-to-day workflow and schedules, is often a very good time for folks to relax and to get to know them on a different level. You might find out a little bit more about their families, some of the experiences and things they've gone through. Sometimes we've heard where people even learn that they have done certain things in the past in like another career that nobody knew. So they had some expertise and talent that would have not surfaced in other conditions. So we challenge you as a group, whoever, to just find ways to give back to your community and build those relationships. And even within the organization, it's so important to figure out ways to do tasks together. Because typically, even in a construction, you've got to have some symmetry or connection from the sales to the people doing the estimating in the office, all the way out to the production. And if there's not those connections and you don't bridge those gaps and create those connections, it's just not going to flow as smooth. It's going to raise the tensions of what's happening.
Right. And getting to know someone personally a little bit better can relieve so much issues that can pop up. If someone's having a bad day, maybe they're not working fast enough. Maybe they have a sick kid at home or something like that. And sometimes those things are so easy to overlook and just, say, well, I don't care, get your work done. But a little bit of leniency goes a long way as well.
Often it's not so much what they're producing every hour of every day as it is over the whole period of time, because we all have times we're more productive than others. So I just challenge everyone to work on the emotional equity that you can have, the relationships, the relational equity. Build on those things. They're just as important as any spreadsheet you're going to put together, because teamwork, relationships, even if they're in the community, all will come back to support your business and your lifestyle, and it'll just give you mentally more health. Emotionally, it'll be better for you, and it's a good way to relieve all that stress that we often talk about, and how there's things that are out of our control, but we still always try to worry about them. So it's a good way to let go of a lot of that.